Yes, my YouTube viewers, uh, this is a continuation of where we ended for primary source. It is another type of information sources, which is secondary source, which is also another type, different from primary source that we talked about in the previous video. So, the secondary source, uh, one that interprets, analyzes, or summarizes primary sources or events. It is one step removed from the original and often provides a broader perspective. That is a brief definition of what a secondary source is, as we looked for primary source in the previous video, whereby I said it is a first-hand information. This one is a bit removed from the original, so becomes a secondary source. Like if someone uh, comes to you and is giving you an information, let me say like the information is from the vice chancellor, then instead of the vice chancellor communicating directly to the students, it is the lecturers that are what communicating to you. So it's a little bit removed from the original, since the wordings that someone might be using, it might be different. So we have the characteristics of primary source. These are the characteristics of the primary source. Uh, this is where we have interpretative, evaluative, uh, the summary, then the contextual. Under interpretative, which is also the characteristic of the primary source, it involves some level of analyzing, synthesize, or evaluate the primary sources. They explain the primary sources or the events that is in the present, but has happened long time ago. That is under interpretative. Then you have the evaluative. They offer opinions or assessment based on evidence that may be drawn from the primary sources. These are evidence, like someone, maybe a thief attacked you. You might go to some police station, then they will ask you that, what evidence do you have against this person that you are saying came to your house and stole this and this from your house. So you need to have evidence, which is evaluative enough. So we also have the summary part. Secondary sources summarize the information, often to explain excerpts to various primary sources. So you have to, after evaluating those, you have to explain more into what, into deeper understanding of what has happened, the situation of that event that has happened. So we also have the contextual. Secondary sources help to frame or contextualize primary data with broader strain or movement. So under contextual, you have to broaden whether if you're speaking the real sense, you have to give a greater understanding so that someone can get you well. This is under contextual. Then you also have the examples of primary source of secondary sources. The examples. So the examples here we have books. Under books, you get the historical books, analyze a specific historical period or event. Then you have the journal articles that analyze primary data, such as research papers and results of scientific experiments. You can get them under journal article, which is an example of secondary source. You also have documentary. Uh, these are films or videos that tell the story of historical events or individual uh, based on archival material, interviews, or expert commentary under documentaries. Then you have also encyclopedias. These are entries in encyclopedias are summarizing someone's detail. Okay? They talk about someone into detail so that we can get, like if you're talking about Jackie Chan in a movie, what do you know about Jackie Chan? You have to reveal to us his achievements, his ideas, his moves. What has he done to the community? It falls under encyclopedias. Then you have essay and reviews. Now you make your essay that provide analysis of a literacy work or historical event. As I said, like you are talking about Jackie Chan in a movie, you have to elaborate more on him. Then you summarize it into a broader extent where someone can get it well. Then also we have the purpose of secondary source. We have contextualization. Uh, Secondary sources provide the necessary context for primary data. They synthesize information to offer a wider understanding of a particular event or idea. We also have interpretation and analysis. Now, after interpretation and analysis, they helped researchers make sense of primary materials by providing expert commentary or comparative analysis. That is under interpretation and analysis. Then you have broader understanding. The broader understanding, secondary sources help stretch specific events or piece of data within a larger social and cultural historical frameworks. Uh, that is under it. Then, what is the role in research? It is used to support the use of primary sources. Without this one, without a secondary source, there is no need of having a primary source because, like, if you want to communicate to someone, it is very hard for maybe the president to come and speak to the villagers like face to face like this. So it has to be mediated. And that's when if you are hearing it, it's not a second source information. So now used to support the use of primary source. It helps a lot. They help scholars interpret primary data by providing existing framework, theories, and methodologies. This is one of the example of a secondary source. This role in research. It also guides researchers in framing their own question in situation where they are finding within a larger database or context. So all in all, this is where I can elaborate, uh, and this is where I can give you the real facts of secondary source. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, give some comments, relevant comments that are understandable. If there's anything you've not understood in this video, you can inbox, then we share more about it. Thank you. Stay tuned, more videos are still coming. We meet again.